What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology retold action. Spawning in the top side of the map in the blue color, playing as Freyr. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Matreiuss. Matreiuss, the wise Matreiuss, the great Matreiuss, the Odin. Yes, we are watching the Wrath of the Gods here, ladies and gentlemen. This is still the quarterfinals, I believe. Winner of this goes on to the semifinals. Winner of that goes on to the finals. Winner of that goes on to the main event. Of course, we also have the 4th through 16th slot going through points and all the good stuff that happens there. I'm going to do a quick flipperoonie on this biznatch, and that's what we're just going to be doing here. Nonetheless, we've got ourselves Odin versus Freyr. Fairly interesting matchup. Lots of landmines, literally, to avoid as the Odin player. On the fact that you have to be very, very aggressive, and there is a big Ghoul and Bursty waiting for you. This thing is incredibly strong, does a lot of damage, but yeah, you've got to be avoiding that at all costs, or at least limiting its damage that it does onto you. Nonetheless, onto the bottom side of the map, onto the bottom side of the map here, Matreiuss just going at it. I'm going to throw this out there for everyone else. You might not want to do this. It depends on what sort of build order you're going for. But I am of the opinion currently that there doesn't seem to be a reason not to do this, and that is to grab early pickaxe as Odin. And it seems that Matreiuss does not agree with me. If you can share yourself 2 straggler trees, it's definitely possible. I'm fairly sure. Though it seems like he's short on the wood, so maybe I'm confused. Maybe he's going for a very different build order. Looks like he goes for a couple more dwarves early on, which is a completely different way to go and completely fine way to go. There's a 4-minute advance time, and I'm confused. Oh, he's got 5 villages on wood now. Okay, I'm confused. It's fine. It's good. It's all good. Let's see how this one's gonna go. Up on this top side, we've got Kimo here. He's playing as Freyr. I haven't seen him play a whole lot of this Civilization Norse on his stream. He could be practicing it off stream a little bit, but it's definitely not a god that he's like super comfortable with, though I do think of all of the Norse gods, Freyr is going to be one that he's probably going to fit his playstyle the best. And effectively, Kimo's playstyle is sit around, defend whatever gets thrown at him, and then come out on top and then win the game. And that is exactly what Freyr is going to be wanting to do here. As we see the walls coming up over onto that position, he's going to finish up that temple and then continue along. We see Ship of Fingernails coming through as well for Matreiuss. Lots and lots of good relics in the middle of the map. And I do like the Ford Temple, especially in this matchup, to grab all of those. It's Svadilfari sledges here. And we do indeed see cheeky little insta forest fire. Going to open up this position as well, but the villagers will have to make a very long trek over the other side of the map there. And he's going to grab that Svadilfari sledge. There's so many other relics. You've got that Thundercloud shawl. Valkyrie trying to get a little bit of cheeky pokes going at this point. See if he's going to be able to find anything here. Another relic over into the middle has already been grabbed by Matreiuss, as he's going to be getting that Black Lotus tech just in case he wants to farm on this map. As the Valkyrie pokes in, dwarves running around, not quite able to do all too much, but you do see that Kimo is going for this this build. Let's see if Matreiuss is doing the same thing. Yeah. Not really. Matreiuss goes for 6 villages on gold. He's continuing to build dwarves. The more I play Norse, the more I think that the macro works really, really nicely if you only build 5 dwarves and then the rest go on to food or wood or whatever you really feel like, though I could be wrong on that. Obviously, you've got a bit of a trade-off there. And on the one hand, your gold mine is going to survive for a little bit longer or last for a little bit longer. On the other hand, you're getting less total resources because dwarves are very, very, very good at gathering that gold. As a raiding cavalry gets pushed back, Herser charging forward. Kimo looks like he might be getting caught out of position here as The Draugr can get slapped down here by Matreiuss. He's going to be charging through, trying to get those Draugrs killed off. Not going to be able to manage to make that happen. Gatherer is going to pull back over here. This Matreiuss just getting that poking it. He sees the villagers up onto this position. Going to want to get those kills as early as he can. Kimo realizing there's not really anywhere to run over there for the time being. He's going to have to pull back. Doesn't get a villager kill. But Matreiuss pulls back. I think he probably could have hung in there and get a little bit more value. But it looks like that's not going to be happening. Raven on the back going to get pushed back. And we do see a very early town center coming through for Matreiuss here in a Norse mirror. Now, Kimo obviously stuck inside of his base for the time being and not macroed up towards being able to get himself a town center. Doesn't have that wood income to get that and chase what Matreiuss is doing. So this is very, very clean for Matreiuss, as Kimo will have to make something happen. But, I mean, how far in front are you really as the Odin, just naturally, in this matchup with that food bonus? We're still going to be seeing the raids coming in. When your opponent also gets cheaper upgrades in every single element. Not exactly sure. I don't know. Anyways, raiding cavalry going to try and break through the wooden wall of Kimo on this spot. That tower on the back just going to be pushing these guys back ever so slightly. As the wall does get broken down, Hurst are going to be getting the wall back up straight away. And Matreiuss has to get out of here, but his town center is now complete. Longhouse going to be coming down. Over onto this side, Asgardian Hillfort going to be coming through for Kimo. He wants to secure this gold mine and this town center, and this does both. It's very, very useful. But Matreiuss is searching. If he spots it, it could just be game over here for Kimo, because he's got to fight this. So he does have a couple of Herdmen. Herdmen very, very good at dealing with those raiding cavalry. So Matreiuss will have to retreat back. He's going to have to bring more units forward. Population differential at this point, even with a far second town center, is in favor of Matreiuss at this stage in the game. But Kimo, lots and lots of gold in the bank. He is saving for a rainy day indeed, as the Throw and Axemen are going to be coming in onto this position, and they will be able to get a lot of good damage done. Raiding cavalry, great pullback micro there away from the Herdman on this spot. As the Throw and Axemen charging forward. And Kimo's army is looking very, very out of place, out of mind, out of sorts at the moment. He's going to be getting this upgrade here, Servants of Glory, to speed up his military infantry units there. More houses coming down. There's a couple more long houses for Kimo. He's got a lot of resources to spend. We'll see if he's going to be able to get to the heroic age or do something with him. But behind all of this, Matreiuss is now ready to go to the heroic age. Armory going to be coming down. Raiding cavalry going to be sneaking up onto this position as well. As he's not going to quite be able to get in and take that one out. Or not even going to try. It's kind of naked at the moment, so he could just sit under here and get some damage done, some free damage done. But he does click up through Scardy. No, not Scardy. Excuse me. Nope, yes it is Scardy. Okay. Scardy on the way. So I think at the moment, the more I think about it, the more I think, well, both Njord and Scardy make a lot of sense here. So Scardy makes sense because you can use your Frost Giants to tangle up the Rock Giants, freeze them up, and then just kind of ignore them for the fight. They will sit there idle for 20 seconds, which is probably long enough to kind of do what needs to be done. The other option is Njord, and Njord gives you access to Walking Woods and the Mountain Giant. Now, the Mountain Giant does have, I think it does have a bonus versus myth units. So its special attack gets bonus Crush, which is going to absolutely dominate the Rock Giant. But so too does the Walking Woods have Crush damage. So that's also going to be useful against that Rock Giant. So there's like both angles make a lot of sense. As the raiding cavalry going to charge forward, taking out one villager here. Villagers will dive into that Asgardian hill fort as the Matreiuss army has to retreat with Kimo showing up. But behind this, Matreiuss is now 3 town centers. He has 3 town centers. He's got himself a little bit less military population, but his economy is going to be stonking here. Lots of military buildings coming through for Matreiuss. He's going to be getting himself that Frost Giant as well down. As heavy infantry, Thundering Hooves going to be coming in. Kimo now sorted out his economy beautifully here. I'm not sure if he had to use a market or not. No, he doesn't even have a market up. So he's just sorted his economy out beautifully. And now he's got the units out. He's got his second town center up. It's 2 town centers to 3 town centers. So Matreiuss is in front by nearly 20 villages. But it's not a huge advantage right now. As Kimo is going to be able to get himself this big fat granite mall. And then also be able to get himself a whole bunch of rock giants to move forward. He's already got those revenant Draugrs. It might be worthwhile to not get this tech and just keep spamming out Draugrs moving forward. That might be the way to move forward here for Kimo. As one Thrown Axeman gets taken down, unit's going to be charging forward to take out the houses over here. Over onto this position, Raiding Cavalry going to be charging forward to try and take out these walls on this spot. But Matreiuss also going for side builds. This house is going to get taken down. When will players learn not to put their houses on the front of a map? It's not that big of a deal for Matreiuss. He's still got surplus here as the Ursa managed to charge in onto those Draugr onto the back. Kimo not microing those away for the time being as the Frost Giant does manage to get that freeze onto the Rock Giant. It's worthwhile to just retreat this bad boy away as fast as you can, but he was stunned or taunted there. We've also got a portable ram, and you can use that to take out the Rock Giant. He does 40 crush, and this has only got 40% crush armor, so it does actually hit like a truck, or more like a ram there. As Matreiuss slowly going to start moving in onto the main base of Kimo. Kimo now dropping down to 70 population as Matreiuss has pounced. Raiding Cavalry going to come up here and try and take out the villagers on that gold mine. But good reaction from Kimo to pull back as the Rock Giant on the back there will be ending up falling. Tower in the front position. You're going to be going down incredibly quickly. As the Raiding Cavalry slowly starting to push forward here. Matreiuss just sitting back for the time being, trying to get himself all sorted. Got more portable rams coming through. Temple going to get torn down. What else can Kimo do? He does have Ghoul and Burst. Ghoul and Burst is still in the pocket here, as well as that Tempest. But there's a different Tempest coming, ladies and gentlemen. Matreiuss has clicked up through tier as Kimo. He drops his Tempest. He drops his Boar. But Matreiuss is already out of there. I'm not sure if Kimo misclicked the ball or what, but this might just be inexperience from Kimo's part. You can actually click the ball on top of... It has a big circle around a town center where you can summon him. It doesn't matter. It looks like he's going to be able to take out that hill fort in the center of the map here. But Matreiuss just pulls back, throwing more military buildings down, spamming out more units. His 166 or 175 population just needs a couple more houses down. He can go up to some crazy population advantage here. Frost Giants coming through, throw an Axeman, everything else is on the way. Lots and lots of resources in the bank here for Matreiuss to tech into those big, big Mythic Age technologies. He's now also going to be getting himself Winter Harvest Bowsaw. It's all coming through as Kimo is just trying his best to break out of his base for the time being. Raiding Cavalry swinging onto the back position. You're going to try and take out those Thrown Axemen. Those Valkyrie coming in to take out the Thrown Axemen as well. Going to be making life even harder for Kimo in this game. He's got no Herser remaining. And with that tier coming in, with that Fimble Winter coming through, it's going to be very, very challenging here for Kimo. As a hill fort coming up onto the back position. More Thrown Axemen coming through here as well. And immediately, Fimble Winter gets dropped down. Frost onto the villagers here as well to cause even more problems. And now Matreiuss going to go for the jugular, but Kimo doesn't want to watch it. Kimo's out as he taps out, and Matreiuss races to a 1-0 lead in this best of 5 series with some immaculate Norse mirror decision-making and multitasking in this game. Super, super strong play here from Matreiuss. Kimo, I know he's not a Norse specialist by any stretch of the imagination, but A couple of things to keep up on is that Ghoul and Burst. You got to use it on top of the enemy units. That's where you get the most value out of that unit. Otherwise, he's chasing for a very, very long time and not going to get that value. But a nice effort nonetheless. Well played by Matreiuss. We'll move into game number 2. If you guys are enjoying it, don't forget to hit the follow button. If you're on the YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next game. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, game number 2 is upon us. Spawning on the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is Kimo. In the red color, playing as Poseidon. On his main god, his name is Matreiuss. The map is Ghost Lake. And the GOAT duel has begun. Who will win? Up, 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 up. Oh no. Oh, Matreiuss, no, you were so close. Wait, you can't get both. Can he? Is there some way for him to get both? I feel like in these situations, it's best to just let your opponent take the goats and just have them herd them all the way back. And then you take your Katoskopos around the map and try and find all the other goats, because there are a whole bunch of other ones. Over here you've got 3, over here you've got 3, looks like over, I mean that's kind of it. All right, never mind, there's not that many other goats on the map. Oh, Matreiuss misses those 2 as well. Super unfortunate there at this point, but he does manage to catch these 2 goats. As this early game scouting duel, incredibly intense. Oh, wait. He's sending him 2 different directions. Wait, one gets spotted. The other one up. Get back home. We can make it. We can make it. Okay, we don't make it. It's the small things in life, you know. Just a little goat duel. Things you don't have in Age of Empires 4, for example. Part of me likes that as well, though. Oh, there's a goat here. They kind of blend into the snow a little bit, wouldn't you say? Like it's kind of, I wouldn't say, if you were colorblind, I'd say it's very hard to see this, right? Nonetheless, temple coming up here for Kimo. As the Katoskopot's going to be swinging around the bottom of the map looking for something to do. On this side, Kimo finishing up with that Oracle on there. Just getting everything happening here now. In terms of strategy here, there's kind of 2 or 3 options that you can do with Kronos against Poseidon. First of which is the crazy fast advance time, which I'm not sure is amazing versus Poseidon, but it's probably not terrible. And then there's a later advance time with a lot of oracles, which again, very, very good. Or there's probably what Kimo's going to want to do, which is a respectable advance time, though it's a little bit late here, with some early pressure with Prometheans into a fast second town center. And the big thing with this sort of a opening from Kimo's side is it's just very, very hard to stop him from getting that town center up. So you either have to like put all of your eggs in the basket of I'm going to stop this town center one way or another, or you have to go a different angle. Fast second town center yourself, or more of a timing attack sort of thing. Kimo's going to be dropping that economic guild, and it looks like he's changing his tact here. It looks like he's going for something completely different. Theseus on this side, holding that text of Imhotep. It's a very, very good relic, but for the early game, not that big of a deal. At the center. Comes through, got that Oracle coming through as well. Going to be smacking it. Man, Age of Mythology is a hard game. Even the top players here having troubles. As the Centaur does manage to get out of there, but we're also going to be seeing, what is this? Counter barracks for Kimo. Just a couple of units to come out. Potentially just catapulties here to kick this one off. And then he's going to think about getting the town center. I feel like this is just Kimo's MO. It's town center or die. as the Oracle continues to chase the Centaur around. Should never catch up to him, in all honesty. As the Theseus gets a lot of damage. You do have in the main base of your Promethean offspring getting caught. Lure gets dropped down onto this position as well. So Matreiuss can pull a couple more Deuterinos in as the catapult is getting close. He's running into a dead end though. There's nowhere to go. Oh! How? How? Sometimes you just have to ask the question how. Just sometimes. How did this Centaur survive? What is going on in this game? As a catapult is going to be pushing out here, going to try and take out those Hippias here. In the main base, villagers coming up onto the berries, doing all the good stuff where that's concerned. Houses coming through as well. Going to be moving over onto this town center. Or manor. So he's definitely setting up for it. He's got the gold in the bank for them, or the wood in the bank. Just needs a little bit more gold in the bank. As he can easily just switch villagers over here onto gold and get that through very, very quickly. Matreiuss, on the other hand, is starting to spread out all across the map because he knows it's really, really important here to find those oracles. Oracle number 1 getting brought back in. Oracle number 2 over here. And there is going to be an oracle number 3 in the main base as well. So Kimo hasn't gone for any extra oracles at this point. As we just see a hero catapulta getting converted. And man, Matreiuss almost has to move away. He's already got a military academy. He has to move away from those Hippias here. Because this, look at this unit. 4x versus cavalry. Yes, it's got a 1.2 rate of fire, meaning 7 damage every attack, but 1.2, but that 1.2 seconds for every attack. So it's only 5.8 per second. But if you let the unit attack you once, that's the burst damage that comes through. That's the big problem. That's the difficulty. It's doing so much. So you see a hero citizen coming through to help out. Matreiuss still trying to just snipe down these units. There is a retreat path and great house placement there as well. As the catapult is still trying to get onto that center. Great micro from Matreiuss, but it's too little too late. Town center is down. And Kimo simply just going to retreat back over here. Get onto the trees, get onto the food, and he's going to be completely fine here. This Matreiuss going to be on the retreat path. Military barracks going to be coming up over here as well. So we've got ourselves the watchtowers coming through. And all the catapulties sitting in on this position. Doing what they can do. But I mean, what do you do now as the Poseidon player? It's 2 gold mine Ghost Lake. So you got the Hippias, you got the hoplites. But I feel like you need to be going for a fast second town center at this point. Or not a fast second town center, a second town center at this point. Otherwise, what else can you do? We've got an armory coming up. Idea of potentially a fast, like a bronze timing as an idea here to break through the Kronos and try and get a whole bunch of citizen kills. We'll see how it's all going to go. As the Hippie is still trying to search around, still trying to figure things out. Hoplight's going to get pushed back for the time being. We've got the Hippias charging forward here as well. Catapulties are in position. There are a lot of Murmillo. There is Murmillo potential here to get pushed forward as a very simple defense here from Kimo for the time being. Mana coming through here for Kimo as well. But what else are you supposed to do? I mean, you can go out to the town center here and try and take that down. But I feel like maybe the idea here for Matreiuss should be to just get some archers out at this point as well, because there's no Terma. Sure, he can make them, but there's no Terma for the time being. But both players here look like they're going to be going to the heroic age. And what's the god here? What's the god of choice? It will be Dionysus. But Kimo is well behind this. He's not been scared by Matreiuss with these raids to stay classical age and pump units. He's already going heroic age. Now, both players will hit at roughly the same time. There's not really a timing here for Matreiuss to hit. So it's just going to be more eco. Okay, that's a deconstruction. And all the relics going to drop out of here. This is an interesting idea, right? If you know your opponent's gotten all the relics as Atlantean or as Kronos, just send your heroes forward, deconstruct, and then take the relics and go back home. That could be a raid in of itself. Big brain ideas for those Kronos players out there. As Promethean Offspring gets sniped down. And the lull before the all-in is going to be very, very... Well, it's not going to be that long. It's going to be long. Matreiuss here with a ton of food in the bank. I feel like he's trying to spam Hydras, but I don't know. Hydras are a weird unit. If you can somehow get them to like 3 heads while still being close to 800 HP, they become unstoppable beasts. But on one head, they're not that strong because your opponent can just kill them before they can actually get the damage through. And we are indeed seeing more Hydras coming through. Matreiuss is going for a crazy idea here. Heavy infantry coming through. Hydra's on the way. Lots and lots of food to spend for the time being here. Also, the Hypaspis are in, and Kimo, he's already in on these heavy Contarias. And this just means it's time to get in and time to take out those villages in the main base. 1 mana getting sniped down. Matreiuss on the warpath. He does have 3 satyrs to deal with. Kimo's only got 4 oracles out, so his favorite income isn't that crazy at the moment. As the Hydra going to attempt to break through here, the military barracks going to go down on this side. We will see those hoplites taking out the hero catapulties over here as well. And Matreiuss just simply pulling back. He's looking to push down onto the bottom side, take out some of those citizens over here as well. And there's the big chaos. Bronze getting dropped down a little bit late on that one. Probably could have been a ceasefire. Nonetheless, Matreiuss is trying to push forward with this bronze. Kimo knows he can't fight the bronze at the moment, so he's just going to be retreating away. It's going to last for another 33 seconds here. He can go after the town center, but what he needs to do is deal with this villager differential here that Kimo has managed to create. He sees him going after the town center. Time to engage. The Hydra turning around. We will be seeing that Valor coming down onto the Contarius that's getting targeted down. 2-headed Hydra now constructed with a lot of HP. We were talking about how strong this beast can get as he's now starting to get a lot more head kills, a lot more kills, and he's going to get himself another head. This Hydra over here almost taken out, however. Satyr on the back, going to be a very, very strong thing. Now the 3 heads are in. Can this Hydra take out all these units? Look at that damage coming in, but the Satyr on the back is going to be getting a huge amount of return fire in, and Matreiuss has got nothing left in the tank as Kimo walks away with a quick Game 2 victory here. A very, very solid hold here, but Matreiuss, I mean, I was talking, it's got this gold map bind, it's not going to be expiring. You've got to kill villages. This is the big thing. When you're playing 1 town center versus 2 town centers, the big weakness or the big weakness of the 1 town center player is you just don't have the economy that your opponent's got. If you can either idle villages or kill villages, that's the name of the game. Every single time, that's the name of the game. All resources collected tells the story of a player who has got a ton more resources than his opponent now. Matreiuss obviously went for those big myth units here, and they just did not pay for themselves in a very, very real way. Civilian unit count, you just see how fast this gets out of hand. And that's kind of what makes Kimo so great. He's able to make these fast eco plays work so well. His defense is so on point all of the time that it's almost better to just play Kimo's game a lot of the time against him. But Matreiuss doesn't go that route. Kimo gets the dub. We'll go into game number 3. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider the follow on Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game. are back with game number 3. In the left-hand side of the map, playing as Gaia. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Matreiuss. Matreiuss. The wise Matreiuss, the great Matreiuss. The going in with Hades here. This is game number 3 of the Wrath of the Gods. Qualifier 2, retold, $15,000 event. But has Matreiuss been the wise, the great, going in with Hades against Gaia in this matchup? We'll have to wait and see. The more I play Gaia, the more I start to feel like I'm starting to get a little bit of a hang of the Civ. You've got 2 or 3. Actually, we'll go with, there's 3 really, really good strategies for Gaia. 3. Really, really good. I'm not sure which one's the best. First really good strategy is a naked, no economic upgrades, far second town center. This works against every civilization except for Norse gods that have got Freya, because they can flaming weapons you. I wouldn't recommend this against Loki because you're probably just going to get run over by a fast timing attack with Hersa, but you can still start with this strategy and try. Idea is you can just drop yourself Gaia Forest over onto this spot with an extra hero citizen, 3 hero citizens here with a Caladria to heal up. There's no way for anyone to get in and kill off those citizens or stop the town center, except for potentially actually undermine might cause you some problems as well, but that's also Norse. Nonetheless, that's strategy 1. Strategy 2, which is what Kimo is going for here, at least to kick the game off with, is getting those early upgrades, and then you just play a really stock standard Oceanus, 1 town center sort of idea. Mermillo, Terma, all the good stuff. Very, very strong. Option number 3 is you go through Leto and you make a lot of automaton. And then once you hit the critical mass of automaton, the Greek player has to start asking, how do I kill all of these myth units? Because they've only got 2, 3 heroes. If they get to that 4th hero, yeah, myth unit's not so strong. Poseidon, probably one or 2 hit the automatons. Nonetheless, we are seeing on this side Matreiuss just going for that fast Vaults of Erebus build, or somewhat fast Vaults of Erebus build. It's a pretty quick classical age behind all of this as well. Coming up into the middle here, going to grab those berry bushes and does grab a Pegasus out. Does he have the relic for that, or did he buy that one himself? He bought it himself, so he's going to get some good scouting information in. Super, super important. Like, the more I play this game, the more I think, man, I got to get better at scouting. Scouting is just such an important part of Age Mythology Retold. And the fact that you see players going for an early Pegasus this early is just telling you what the top players kind of consider is important in this game. But Kimo on the other side, Oceanus coming through, has enough resources to drop both military buildings straight away if he wants to, but it is going to just simply be Oceanus. So no Leto shenanigans, no mass oracles to kick the game off. If you can technically mass oracles with Oceanus and just spam Carnivora every single fight. I mean, they take a long time to recharge at 180 seconds. So it's probably not the best of ideas, but you can maybe mass heroes with a whole bunch of oracles as well. I don't know. Probably not going to be the best of ideas, as we see double military barracks coming down for Kimo to kick the game off. The way that I'm starting to believe about Gaia versus Hades here is that you do have Arcus. They are a unit you can build, but it seems to me like it's almost better to just ignore that unit altogether and almost also ignore Terma against Greek. So you can build anywhere between 5 and 10. Oracle Snipe. Oracle Snipe. Achilles is overpowered. Oracle Snipe. Where's the Caladria? Anyways, to finish the point, you can almost just go Mermillo Contarius only as the Gaia player. If you another Oracle Snipe. This is absolutely huge. Will he actually get it? Headbutt. That's so big there for Matreiuss. That's down to 0. That's like killing 300 resources worth of units in the early game. Matreiuss has got to get out of here, though, because the Caladria is stonkingly overpowered in the early stages of the game. I mean, look at this dodging. Oh, okay. Achilles was drunk on that second shot, I swear. Nonetheless, so good in the early stages of the game, that Caladria. You've got to be careful with how you're going to be taking these fights. But now 0 favor for Kimo. That's absolutely huge. We'll see if Kimo's going to get anything else out. But we are seeing him just opening up with pure Murmillo here. Now, the natural response to this for Matreiuss should normally just be to swap over into mass hoplites. But he also did need those Hippias just in case a couple of early term are coming through. But he's confirmed that that's not the case. And I imagine we're going to see those Hippias slowly start to dwindle down. Oh, this... Okay. I'm wrong. I will accept that I've been wrong, and I will be wrong again, and I will be wrong in the future, and nothing's ever going to stop me from being wrong, because that's just what happens. As the Pacify comes down, another Hippias gets taken out here. Relic does end up making it into the temple. It's Harmonious Necklace, a little bit of a boost on that gold gather rate. Achilles going to be getting pulled back. Miller getting a little bit more damage onto this one, as Matreiuss cannot heal these back up without using that restoration god power. Town center at the top will be completing here as the Caladria coming through, but even at this stage, a Carnivora will not stop this. And Kimo looks like he recognizes that, not going to be dropping anything down or wasting that one just yet. Kimo's also getting his own second town center as well, so he's not really behind, so to speak, but Matreiuss does get a slight advantage here with that town center timing.
Πρόσεχε.
And now we see the oracles coming back out. 4 at a time, why not? But yeah, Matreiuss going to keep on scouting these out. This is just, I would say, this is arguably more effective than actually going after civilian units. If you get a civilian unit, great. But this is so good. If you can spot this oracle here. Both players are so close to each other. Oh, and there's another oracle kill. As that should not be a way. Oh, Carnivora coming down. Will be a trade there. As Kimo obviously pretty upset that he just built that oracle and it gets immediately taken out. 0 value on that one. As the relic situation, Cathara, Apollo, and Nose of the Sphinx. It's a big relic to have, I think, Nose of the Sphinx. Keep on looking at the minimap, seeing 3 dots up here. I wonder if Kimo's going to try and pull himself back in. As now a wall going to come up onto this spot here. Hippias still retreating back. As those Murmillo going to get a little bit of damage done. And there is the Thea to come through for Kimo here. Couple of archery ranges in this position, as well as the medium range soldiers is going to be coming in. We've got that Aphrodite tech to come through as well. Market going to be coming down for Matreiuss as well. A couple more houses onto this side to come through. But where to next after this? I mean, the natural tendency for Atlantean play, for Greek players is to just, when they go through Athena, is to just go Hoplite Peltas. But what is Kimo going to do? That's the real question. You have to see what he's building and counter that. Is it going to be Mass Murmillo? Is it going to be Mass Pacifist? Sorry, Mass Murmillo, Mass Contaria? Is he going to have Arcus coming through? Is he going to keep on going through Catapultes as well? So many different options here. The safe option is generally to just make sure you get out a couple of Hoplites. Hoplites are just going to be good against nearly everything. As the Dryads now going to start coming out. Hesperid's Tree is in. And we do see a very quick heavy cavalry to come through for Kimo he does now have the resources to get himself that Lord of... no, that's not what it's called. Poseidon's secret technology to make his spammage come through very, very quickly. But he does decide against teching into that straight away. Not sure why. Like, at the very least, I would queue it up in one of these barracks. But it looks like he just wants to save those... There he goes. Okay. Maybe he didn't have the favor? How much does it cost? 30 favor. Maybe he didn't have the favor. There is an idea here. If you're going to go for this mass Contar, if your opponent's going to go for this mass Contaria strat with some stables up, probably should be getting yourself some Prodromus out here. But the hard part is your opponent have got Dryads, which can block up all of those Prodromus. Microing the Prodromus onto the Contarius is the challenging part. And your opponent can always, the Contarius user can always get out Catapulties to deal with those as well, if need be. So it's a little bit of a volatile fight, to say the very least. As now, Kimo says, oh, it's time to go. But Fortress with the Sentinels in the center here, very, very strong. Contarius is going to swing around to the left side of the map looking for something to do up here. Any sort of raids here. This is the big weakness of Matreiuss' position right now. He's got 0 walls and his army is incredibly immobile. Now, obviously, if you could get some... he's already upgraded these to medium, so it's probably not a terrible idea to make those Prodromus. One villager gets to stay alive here as the... Contarius is going to come through and find an even better raid. 1 villager going down, 2 villagers going down, 3, 4, 5, and another one over here as well. There's a Contarius to trade all of that underneath that town center here. And moving over onto this spot, looks like Matreiuss able to defend that one nicely. He's now going to start looking to move forward with his army. Where can you go? There's a back gold mine. This gold mine's absolutely beautiful. Does Matreiuss know about it? Yes, he does. He doesn't know he's got a gold mine at the back, but if you see your opponent with one, that generally means you've got one as well. As the Contarius now into the main base here, going to be taking out a whole bunch of villagers here. The villagers retreating back onto this side as well. Couple more villagers going down. Dead, dead, dead. Another villager on this spot. Man, there's just so many villager kills going down here. This is such a brutal raid. Meanwhile, in the main base here, we see Matreiuss attempting to push forward. He's still got Curse. He's still got Restoration, refusing to drop either of them at this point. Looks like he's able to take out this army, but Matreiuss here, he's still getting raided by Kimo. Another villager down onto this position. Kimo does not care, it seems, about having a inefficient fight in his main base if he's killing villagers, because he's going to be able to rebuild his army. Whereas Matreiuss, he's going to be having some real big problems to them. Matreiuss still searching around for someone to kill. I still think a handful of Prodromus here would have been the answer to Matreiuss' woes against these Contarius raids. As the army now charging in onto the back position, Citizen's going to be retreating away here as well. Curse going to come down as Matreiuss does get somewhat trapped here, but the army quality for Matreiuss is still very, very good. Hippias trying to get onto the back of those Arcus there, but good micro from Kimo to pull back. As now Kimo back into the main base. The army's still strong here for Matreiuss. He's still holding on to this restoration, and there he goes to get even more value here. But while this is all going on in the main base here, Matreiuss is getting raided into oblivion. He's still at 56 villages, whereas Kimo has now hit 94. And Matreiuss doesn't want to play it out anymore as he says, I'm out of here. This is crazy. I can't deal with it. Kimo too strong. I mean, I said it already. I think this is obviously incredibly powerful, but the tools are here to deal with it. If you get out 9 Prodromus, and yeah, it costs a lot of food, but 9 Prodromus, 10 Prodromus to chase these Contarius around, what's the speed on them? They've got 6 speed, so they're only 0.3 speed behind the Matreiuss, and you can just track them around, deal with this. And then this army is a little bit weaker, but you've got more resources, so it's probably going to be stronger at this point anyways. So I think that's what you have to do here. I could be wrong, but this is very, very strong. Alternatively, just walls everywhere, and then use your hoplites on the position where the Matreiuss are breaking through your walls. I think a lot of people do underestimate how good walls are in Age of Mythology. Stone walls in particular, once you get that upgrade, they can really block up a position for a long time. Could have been a way to go. But Kimo, very, very well played here. Solid gameplay with those Matreiuss raids and all of the early game defenses. He did lose all of those oracles, which set him behind in a big way. But it turns out he didn't really need that favor all too much. You can see how low that favor was. But yeah, he didn't need to use it all too much, given the way that Matreiuss was going through this game. I wonder if you kill off those oracles early, maybe another idea here would be to actually go into Minotaur. Because if you kill the oracles that don't have favor, they can't build those heroes. You can actually make yourself a lot of advantage by sticking it out in the classical age and just making Minotaur there. Maybe that's an angle to go down. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this game, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on the top side of the map, the blue color playing as Ra. His name is Kimo. In the bottom side of the map, playing as Set. His name is Matreiuss. Game number 4 of this crazy best of 5 for the qualifiers. The second qualifiers of the Wrath of the Gods retold tournament here. Currently 2-1 for Kimo, as he is going to be pushing his way in an attempt to get to the next stage of the tournament. How else can I say it? That's the only real way. Nonetheless, we've got ourselves an Egyptian mirror here, and we'll see what these guys are going to be going for. Kimo, he's on the map Land Unknown, and he is he scouting? Okay, he is scouting. Okay, what is he seeing? Just sees a little bit of the map. Oh, he's scouting out the back. I love the goat scouting. This is a lost art form right here. A lost art form. Nonetheless, we'll see what these guys are going to choose to go for. Now, I mean, what are you supposed to go for here is Set, is the big question. I don't think any one town center player is really going to realistically work with a gold mine back here. But Matreiuss, he might not be aware of this. Like he's dropped the vision down to see what sort of a map he's got. It's a large, open map, but the center is closed off, which does mean that you can close off your side of the base. If you wall this, which is a long wall, and then you come over here and wall this, then you can potentially get a market over here and wall off this as well. This town center, and you can get a nice trade route going, potentially from this back corner here, all the way over to this spot. That's a kind of insane one, if you can get that town center. Relic in the center of the map here. Text of Imhotep. He also sees the main base of Kimo, but misses the gold mine, which is at the back of the base. So Matreiuss is going to have to think about what he wants to do, as he does decide to go through Dar here. I mean, look, there's got to be something here for Set. He's got such a wide bag of tricks. Now, I mean, I've done some fast mythic strategies, which like fast mythic into elephant, shifting sands, the elephant into your opponent's main base and absolutely dominate everything. But the thing is, if your opponent just goes mass camel riders from the get-go, life gets really, really challenging for Set. I think there could be an idea of a 2 town center. No, it's got to be 1 town center, doesn't it? But then you don't have the resources for it. A 2 town center, spearman, scarab, all in. Shifting sands onto the second gold mine or onto the hometown center with the scarabs, killed everything. It's just so much problems with the towers and everything else that's going to be there. It's just a very, very challenging position to be in. I'm excited to see what Matreiuss is going to attempt to come up with here. Kimo, on the other hand, he's going to look to come over and grab this town center. Now, I've said this before, but I genuinely do not believe it's possible to deny this town center. If you go for a 4-minute advance time. If you go for a 4:15, I'm still not 100% sure. Still not 100% sure, but definitely a 4-minute advance time makes it very, very challenging. Town center going to be finishing up over here as all the villagers coming through, and we'll see how things are going to result. We've got a barracks coming up on the front, and even here, I mean, Matreiuss, I mean, maybe he probably could have done something on this town center. Potentially there's like a villager shifting sands all in that you could go for, but then your opponent can shifting sands away from it. Town center coming up for Matreiuss on this left side of the map. Obelisk coming through here for Matreiuss as well on the front, as he's going to be searching for a lot more information. Has he spotted that back gold mine? Yes, he has. So he knows it's here now. Gold mine over here as well makes things very, very difficult because he's going to have to be in 2 separate locations. So there is not really going to be an opportunity here for Matreiuss to just go for an all-in. And that's kind of like, part of me loves this because we don't get to see this very often. A lot of Age of Mythology retold games do end with a player just getting gold starved. So it's kind of a nice thing to see on a map like this, but we do see that Matreiuss kind of playing set, I mean, and getting hit with the Ra, it's going to be a challenge for him. Armory coming down, Mark coming down as well, straight afterwards. As both players are just going to be gearing up to go to the next stage. A couple of barracks down for Kimo as well, just a handful of spearmen to run around the map and pick off these obelisks, gold mines over onto this position, already grabbing this. Like, I'm just racking my brain a little bit because it's like the other thing is if you go for a fast 2 town center fast heroic with no units, then your opponent can just grab a second gold mine while taking up. So that delays your sort of all in anyways. Anyways, the Wadget over here almost sniped down. He's got a little bit of HP left. As he does manage to live 20 HP, 64 HP. A couple more Wadgets going to be coming out for Kimo as he's still going for some classical units here. I haven't actually seen this before, and he's going to get some good value over here, but the Wadget is in position to defend. Oh, villager going down. No. Not fast enough. Villagers coming over onto this spot, going to grab that lumber camp and all the other good stuff. Wadget's coming around onto this position as well. Going to look to push in and push off some stuff on this berry bush. Got the villagers walking forward here, going to look for a 3rd town center. Is Matreiuss will be spotting this. So what does that mean? I mean, what can Matreiuss do? He's going heroic age. He's going to have to do some sort of mass push. Maybe a fast mythic here is maybe the only real thing that makes any sense. Is the Wadget army coming around onto the back and be looking for some villagers. These things are so scary. One villager going to get sniped down over here. A second one might go down as well. The villagers all moving up onto this wood location here as well. So Wadget's moving down to the bottom side of the map. trying to find a little something to take out here. As the villagers all coming. Like, he's still going for wood, so he's clearly staying in this classic like, shifting sand siege tower timing attack here for Matreiuss as an idea. Oh, priest isn't. Can he get the low HP one? No. Sniped. It's been sad days for this priest. He's out of here. So all the Deuterino is going to be retreating back into the middle of the map. Got Nebty coming through in order to make his priest be a little bit more effective here. Sobek is already on the way. Chariot Archers queued up. And this worries me just a little bit for Matreiuss moving forward. Because Ra and Kimo at this point, I feel like I should do a flipperoni on this because of the way the map is kind of... We're doing a mid-game flipperoni, guys. So, with Kimo going Sobek here, he's going to have access to Dark Waters, Camel Riders. And these Chariot Archers are just not going to be that effective. Yes, they'll be able to kill off maybe the Axemen, Spearmen. There's not many of them here. Oh, nice little turnaround there from Kimo to get a little bit of damage done. As Matreiuss trying to space ever so slightly. Not going to quite be able to get all that. But now Kimo's got not access to 1 gold mine. Not access to 2 gold mine. But technically speaking, access to 3 gold mines on the back position here. As the obelisk going to come up here in the center of the map for Matreiuss. Units slowly starting to push forward. Over here looking to try and take out the old Axeman.
Into you.
Camel Rider retreating back ever so slightly. Oh. See if he can make this happen or not. But you already see, like, the other thing about Ra is he's not only got the stronger units, but he's also got the stronger economy, because look at all of this empowerment in the main base. And he's got, I wouldn't be surprised to see Ra players getting extra priests out onto those mining camps and all the other good stuff. But Matreiuss here, still trying to find some sort of angle to get some damage done. He's still on 2 town centers. He's behind 20 villagers at the moment as well. Gets a nice villager kill there. Well played there. Almost snipes another one. Not quite able to. He's getting himself that ballistics tech. Meanwhile, Kimo, he's going for Chariot Archers. He's going for Camel Riders. He's going for it all on that side as well. As the rock flies through onto this spot here, and he will be seeing this. He could go for a Shifting Sands over there. Double Scorpion Men in will be a big blockage point here into the center of the map. As a locust... Oh no, he's running the wrong... No, okay. I love the naked locust. Everyone should naked locust, and that way you would never ever see any villagers dying to it, and we can all celebrate. Shifting Sands coming in though. Huh? What? Oh, he's searching for the villagers. Where are they? They're going to the top gold mine. Matreiuss, no! The villagers, no! Okay, naked, never ever, you're not allowed to do naked locusts and kill all the villagers. You're not allowed to do that, because then you can Shifting Sands after they lose half their HP, and then, yeah, not allowed to do that, okay? That's off the cards here, not allowed to, all right? We're going to, Chariot Archer raid, still looking for some villager kills, some farms coming up over here for Kimo as he's gearing up to get a rain through. Shifting Sands coming in here for Matreiuss. Can he deal with this or not is the big question. As, oh, the rock. One more. No, it's 16 HP. Okay, so I think if you lose the units in the rock drops and you lose HP. You don't actually lose all of your units. Oh, and he drops. He's back out. Chariot Archer's coming through. Matreiuss trying to hunt him down. Oh no, he's not able to get in here. The Priest Pharaoh coming through to take out the Wedge. Just managed to kill 2 of them. More units left behind here as the Patsukos does end up going down, but a decent trade here nonetheless for Kimo because he's managed to buy time. The rock gets taken out. The units all going down. A slight glimmer of hope now for Matreiuss. He doesn't have Shifting Sands left. He does have Ancestors. But while this is all going on, Kimo is going to start expanding out. Migdol's Stronghold coming into the center of the map here. A couple of siege works coming through here as well. As Kimo is now up to quite a few camel riders, and he's starting his trade route. Kimo is forever the economist in these sorts of games here. Obelisk gets shanked down. Migdol's Stronghold still going to come up. There's no heroes here for Matreiuss at the moment. Oh, sorry, for Kimo at the moment, as Matreiuss going to be dropping that Ancestors down. Going to be getting the Priests and Pharaoh involved as well, as these Scorpion men will be able to turn the tides in this fight in a big way, as the Camel Rider is going to charge onto that Pharaoh over here. Not going to be fast enough where that's concerned, as the Ancestors, the minions in the middle here, all end up getting absolutely obliterated by those Camel Riders in the center. Now they're on top of the Chariot Archers here as well, as the Scorpion men going to be dealing with things, but there's just not enough of them. And Matreiuss realizes in that position here that he is too far behind, and he is not going to be able to catch up against this army which Kimo has constructed. GG. Well played here by Kimo. A solid defense. One of the most interesting Locust into Shifting Sands combos I think I've ever seen, but it did manage to get a lot of villager kills. But yeah, Matreiuss just could not work this one out. I think potentially here, again, specifically what Kimo did in this game, Fast Mythic, Thoth, spam camels, seems like it would have been a decent option here, especially with how big this map is. Mass Camel Riders getting a huge advantage, having champion over what the Ra would have at that stage, with what Kimo would have had at that stage, could have meant that the differential only 15% extra HP versus like champion Camel Riders, that's not going to be enough to tilt the tide into the Ra side. So potentially that would have been a way forward here for Matreiuss, but he didn't go for it. Kimo gets the dub, and he's going to go on to the semifinals. If you guys enjoyed this series, please consider the follow on Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next scoop.